So your doctor says your thyroid labs are normal, but you're exhausted, gaining weight, and losing hair. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. Normal doesn't mean optimal. And today I'm showing you the 5 signs your thyroid is struggling even when your labs say you're fine. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Renee, a double board certified OB/GYN and functional medicine doc. For over 20 years, I've helped women over 40 get to the root cause of their symptoms, especially when conventional medicine dismisses them as just aging or just stress. And if there's one area where I see women dismissed the most, it's thyroid health. You're told your TSH is normal, so everything must be fine, but you feel anything but fine. And today I'm breaking down exactly what's happening and what you need to know to advocate for yourself. So let's dive in. The first sign, you're exhausted no matter how much you sleep. The problem? You're sleeping 7 to 8 hours, but waking up feeling like you got hit by a truck. You need coffee just to function. And by 2 p.m., you're crashing hard. What your doctor says? Your TSH is normal. Maybe you're just stressed or need to sleep a little bit better. What is the functional medicine truth? TSH alone doesn't tell the whole story. TSH is the thyroid stimulating hormone. It's your brain asking your thyroid to work, but it doesn't tell us if your thyroid is actually producing enough hormone or if your cells are using it properly. Instead, we check a free T3, which is the active thyroid hormone your cells actually use, free T4, which is the storage form that converts to T3, and reverse T3, which is the brake pedal that blocks T3 when you're either stressed or have high inflammation levels. If your free T3 is low or your reverse T3 is high, you're functionally hypothyroid, even if your TSH looks normal. So the bottom line here, fatigue that doesn't improve with rest is a big red flag your thyroid isn't functioning optimally. The second sign, you're gaining weight despite eating less. The problem, you've cut calories, you're exercising, but the scale won't budge. Or even worse, it's going up, especially around your belly. What does your doctor say? Just eat less and move more. Your thyroid is fine. What's the functional medicine truth? Your thyroid controls your metabolism. When it's sluggish, your body holds on to every calorie like it's preparing for a famine. Low free T3 means your cells aren't getting the signal to burn fat for energy. And a high reverse T3 means your body is actively blocking thyroid function, usually because of chronic stress, inflammation, or blood sugar imbalances. What I check instead? A free T3 and reverse T3 ratio, a fasting insulin and glucose because insulin resistance is going to make your thyroid worse, and cortisol because high cortisol is going to increase reverse T3. Bottom line, if you're doing everything right and still gaining weight, your thyroid labs need a deeper look. The third sign, your hair is thinning or falling out. The problem, you're losing hair in the shower. Your ponytail is thinner or you're noticing actual bald spots. It's not just aging. What does your doctor say? That's normal for women your age. Maybe try biotin. What's the functional medicine truth? Hair loss is one of the most common signs of suboptimal thyroid function. Your hair follicles are highly sensitive to thyroid hormone. When levels are low, hair growth either slows or completely stops. But here's what most doctors miss. Even if your TSH is normal, a low free T3, a high reverse T3, or thyroid antibodies all can cause hair loss. What I check instead? Free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibodies, such as TPO and thyroglobulin antibodies, because autoimmune thyroid disease is a major cause of hair loss. I check a ferritin, also known as iron storage. It needs to be above 70 for optimal hair growth. And I also check zinc, vitamin D, and B vitamins. Bottom line, hair loss is not normal. It's a sign your thyroid and nutrients need attention. The fourth sign, you're cold all the time. The problem, you're wearing sweaters in summer, Your hands and feet are always freezing. Everyone else is comfortable, but you're bundled up. So what does your doctor say? Some people just run cold. Your thyroid is normal. But what's the functional medicine truth? Your thyroid regulates your body temperature. When thyroid hormone is low, your metabolism slows down, and so does your internal thermostat. This is especially common when free T3 is low. T3 is what tells your mitochondria, which are also known as the little powerhouses of your cell. It tells them to produce heat and energy. So what do I check instead? A free T3, which is the active thyroid hormone. We can check a basal body temperature by tracking your morning temp over a week, and if it's consistently below 97.8, big red flag for thyroid condition. And I check ferritin and B12 because low levels can also cause cold intolerance. The bottom line, being cold all the time is a classic sign of hypothyroidism, even when your TSH is normal. And the fifth sign is that you're struggling with brain fog, memory issues, or even depression. The problem? You walk into a room and forgot why. You can't focus. Words don't come as easily. You feel flat, unmotivated, or even depressed. What your doctor says? Maybe you're depressed. Let's try an antidepressant. And your thyroid labs? Well, they're normal. The functional medicine truth? Your brain is one of the most thyroid hungry organs in your body. Low thyroid hormone, especially low free T3, directly impacts cognitive or brain function, memory, and your mood. In fact, untreated subclinical hypothyroidism, where your TSH is normal but your free T3 is low, is a major contributor to depression in women over 40. So what I check instead is a free T3 and a free T4. Thyroid antibodies, because Hashimoto's is linked to brain fog and depression, and then nutrient cofactors like B12, folate, magnesium, and vitamin D. I check inflammatory markers like high sensitivity C-reactive protein because inflammation blocks thyroid hormone at the level of the cell. Bottom line, if you're struggling mentally or emotionally, your thyroid deserves a closer look before jumping to antidepressants. Here's the thing, most regular docs only check a TSH, and they use a reference range of 0.5 to 5.0 or even higher. But in functional medicine, we know that optimal TSH is more like 1.0 to 2.0. And we never rely on TSH alone. We check a TSH because I feel like we're so conditioned to do so, but we also check a free T3, free T4, reverse T3, TPO, and thyroglobulin antibodies, because you can have a normal TSH and still be low in free T3, which is essentially hypothyroidism at the cellular level. You can have a high reverse T3, which is your body blocking thyroid function, or you could be positive for antibodies, which is an autoimmune thyroid disease that hasn't shown up in the TSH yet. Normal doesn't mean optimal, and optimal is where you feel like yourself again. So if you're experiencing any of these 5 signs, here's what I want you to do. Number 1, request a full thyroid panel. Ask your doctor for a TSH, a free T3, a free T4, a reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies. And listen, if they won't order it, find someone who will, like me. I love looking at the complete thyroid panel, and I know how to interpret it. Step 2, look for keeping your values within the optimal ranges, not just normal. So for instance, TSH, you might want to aim between 1.0 and 2.0. Free T3, upper half of the normal range. Reverse T3, lower half of the normal range. And antibodies should be negative. Step 3, address root causes. Thyroid issues don't happen in isolation. We need to look at your gut health because 70% of T4 to T3 conversion happens in the gut. We need to look at stress and cortisol because high cortisol increases reverse T3. I see this all the time in my clients. We need to look at inflammation because it's going to block thyroid receptors. And then, of course, nutrient deficiencies like selenium, zinc, iodine, iron, and vitamin D. In step 4, work with a practitioner who gets it. If your doctor dismisses your symptoms or won't run the right labs, it's time to find someone who will. Listen, you deserve answers, not dismissal. Here's the thing, you're not crazy. It's not all in your head. You're not lazy. And it's not just because you're getting older. Your symptoms are real and they're your body's way of telling you that something is off. So if you're tired of being told your labs are normal when you feel anything but, I would love to help you get to the root cause. I work with women just like you every single day. Women who've been dismissed, who've been told everything's normal, who've been told it's just menopause or it's just stress, but who knows something deeper is going on. And if you're ready to finally get answers and feel like yourself again, book a free strategy call with me. I'm going to put the link in the description below. We'll talk about your symptoms, your health history, and whether my programs are a good fit for you. No pressure. This call is just to get clarity. And YouTube thinks that you'll like this video next, so stick around and take a look. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week. Ciao.